Hey y'all, follow along with me as I show you how I created my food forest garden. The first thing I did was double dug these beds. After I created the beds, I brought mulch into the pathways to retain moisture and to prevent the weeds. I then added my fruit trees. After the fruit trees were spaced out, I brought in perennial vegetables and perennial herbs, and I tucked those in between the fruit trees. As the garden was finished, this is what it looked like just 2 months ago. Basically, just a bunch of sticks in the ground. But 2 months later, this is what the food forest garden looks like. Here you can see the beautiful zinnias. We've got fruit trees popping right now, tons of edibles. We're really excited about how our garden is starting to come along. Hey y'all, it's been 2 months since we planted our grocery row garden. So come along with me and I'm gonna show you what we got growing on. Let's take a look at what's growing on in the garden. The first thing as we enter the garden are zinnias. These are popping right now, adding some beautiful colors to the garden. I wanted to show you this tree. This is our Tropic Beauty Peach. And we already have some small peaches on this tree. That was a grafted tree, so it's really taken off in the system. As we come through the trellis, there are winged beans on this side of the trellis and scarlet runner beans on this side. This is Ethiopian kale. This is a powder puff caliandra nitrogen fixing tree. All over the garden, we tucked in black-eyed peas. We bought those from the local health food store called Sprouts, and we tucked the beans in and they took off. So it's been a great nitrogen fixer and additional source of food here in our garden. Peppers, all different varieties. These are hot peppers. And as we walk through the garden, we've got a bunch of perennials and annuals, water leaf spinach. We've got callaloo amaranth. Over here is cassava surrounded by mustard greens. On this side, we have a Pickering mango, and we are creating an umbrella with this red lady papaya to protect it from getting too much harsh sun when it's young. Next to all our fruit trees, we also planted pigeon peas. And we went to a Latin market, and for 50 cents, we bought pigeon peas in a bag, and we tucked those all over the garden, and that's creating some additional shade, but nitrogen, also chop and drop, and a food source as well. So we love having the pigeon peas in the system. Corn is already almost head height. This is another peach variety. This is the Florida Prince peach. Okra, Cuban oregano, marigolds tucked in all over. Beautyberry, a local native. Daikon radishes. We've got some volunteer American nightshade here that we're letting grow up for chop and drop. More head height corn. Here we have cassava surrounded by collards. We've got apple varieties, low chill here in 9B. More corn, more volunteer American nightshade, scarlet beauty plum, more daikon radishes, longevity spinach tucked in all around, another low chill apple. This is Egyptian spinach, tomatoes, peppers, African blue basil, a great pollinator plant, more greens, Ciso spinach. And then on our trellis, there is loofahs and yard-long beans. On this side, we have Puerto Rican black bean planted, but right now those are being eaten by this volunteer squash and tomato. Over here, you can see that volunteer squash. This is the green striped cachal squash coming from the compost. And this giant tomato came from the compost as well. You can see some of the tomatoes here. We are in zone 9B, Florida, where it gets pretty hot in central Florida. So I'm not sure if these slicers will make it, but we have one that's already turning here. So we're excited that we got volunteer compost tomatoes. Next to that, we've got some red roselle green onions that we planted just from a little cutting after we ate it for dinner. These two are malanga, and that came from our local grocery store called Publix. We cut up pieces of the malanga, planted it in the ground, and now we have those growing in the garden as well. On our back row, we have our loquat. This is the gold nugget variety. We've got the Okinawa spinach. You can see the purple, beautiful purple anthocyanins underneath. Here we have our ice cream bean tree, one of two in the system. See the pumpkins running through. Over here we have an M4 mango. And again, we're growing the corn next to it, pigeon peas, and some of the cowpea, black-eyed peas for nitrogen, but also just to protect it from the harsh sun. Kaale amaranth, red amaranth, more volunteer tomatoes. Another red lady papaya that's giving a little bit of reprieve to this Brogden avocado. Next to that, we have our edible hibiscus. We have another ice cream bean. This is the Turk's cap hibiscus. More corn, pigeon peas, and beans protecting this Nishikawa avocado. And then in this last bed, we have our marigolds, nasturtiums, beans, ginger, turmeric, and African potato mints. And that is a look at the 2-month update on our grocery row food forest garden.